I want to ask you all to give it up for a man who is an enormous talent, but he also has an enormous heart. He has a heart for people, and this is why he does the things that he does. He is a personality. He is a man who cares. He is a man of compassion, and that's why we're all out here today. Give it up for Big Tigger. You know what? In my block, they call that polite applause, okay? How about a real hearty give it up for Big Tigger? I want to thank all of you all. There's so many bikes out here, I don't even think we can count them. Yeah, it's a lot. And I want to thank you all. I think you rode maybe 23, 24 miles to get down here to the United Medical Center, and we appreciate that very much here in the District of Columbia. I want to recognize, too, that we have a couple of our leaders. The gentleman who runs the hospital is here with us today, the CEO of the United Medical Center, Frank DeLisi. Frank, thank you for being out here. And a gentleman who has done so much for so many. He is I just call him the lead doctor down here. He does everything for everybody. You ever meet a doctor who you know his heart is in his work? Have you all had a doctor like that? Well, that's what Dr. Cyril Allen is. Give it up for him, the medical. I call him the medical director. He's probably got 19 times. You know, we are fighting a dread disease, a disease that I think we can ultimately win. And there are 3 steps that we have to take. One is education, and that's exactly what this is about with the Street Corner Foundation, of Big Tigger's Foundation today. Educating people about how you can not contract the virus in the first place. The second step is testing, and that is know your status. And by the way, I am somebody who has gotten tested every year, and I publish my results. I just got tested about 6 weeks ago, and I was delighted to be able to publish my results. Even more delighted to know that it was negative. And then the third step, of course, is treatment. There used to be a time, when HIV and AIDS was a death sentence, when people would be gone. But that day is over with. We have really improved our treatment efforts, and people now can live, I don't know, 50 or 60 years more, even after they've been diagnosed with having AIDS, because our medication has improved to that extent. The problem with that, though, is that when you say that, then I think it reduces, you know, on the part of people, the fear, the anxiety, and the zeal that they may have to take the precautions that are absolutely necessary. So while we can treat it a whole lot better than we used to, that doesn't mean it doesn't have the consequences that used to be the case. We have created a new program here in the city, and I'm really proud of our Department of Health for providing the leadership on that with Dr. Actor and Greg Pappas, the 2 docs who have the lead responsibility in the government for dealing with HIV and AIDS. It's a treatment on demand program. And that means anybody who is diagnosed with being HIV positive or having full-blown AIDS, you show up and ask to be treated, you will be treated. Not just for HIV/AIDS, you'll be treated for everything that you need. And I think there's only one other city in the nation that does that, maybe San Francisco. So we are the only ones on the East Coast that are doing that at this stage. Also, we have a needle exchange program. We know now that in addition to sexual transmission, the virus is transmitted also by people who take drugs. And we have a very robust needle exchange program, recognizing that sometimes the virus is transmitted because people share needles, Big Tigger, and they shouldn't do that. People should not share needles. I mean, I can stand up and be preachy about not taking drugs and all of that, but the reality is somebody's already using needles to take drugs. We need to make sure they have a clean needle. We last year distributed 320,000 needles in the District of Columbia to help people avoid contracting the virus. But you know what? All of this comes back to being able to prevent getting it in the first place. And that's what this is about today. This is about a man who is a huge personality. There isn't a person in this area that doesn't know who Big Tigger is. And when he associates his name with a cause like this, it's going to get people's attention. People will listen to the information. They will work to be able to get tested. They will work to be able to be treated if they contract it, and they will pass the information along to other people. Last year in the city, we disseminated 4 million condoms, which is another way of ensuring that you don't get the virus by engaging in safe sex. So I want to end where I started. First of all, I want to thank, and I'm sorry he's not here right now, I want to thank my partner in Prince George's County. And that is the gentleman who is the county executive, and that is Rushion Baker. He and I were elected at the same time, and he is doing an absolutely extraordinary job of leading that county. You all would be surprised how much we talk. We talk probably about once or twice a week, and we meet on a regular basis because we recognize that what goes on this side of the line is the same thing that goes on the other side of the line. And we are working heartily together on reducing the incidence of HIV/AIDS and getting people to a point where hopefully we can eliminate this dread disease. 3% in the District of Columbia is an epidemic. 7% among African Americans is a pandemic. And frankly, with the treatment that we have, we're not going to see huge reductions in those numbers because we're able to prolong the life of people. But we can see huge reductions in the number of new people that contract this disease over time. So I want to thank all of you for coming out today. I want to again thank Big Tigger for providing this kind of leadership. And I want to commit to you that I will work with you in any way you want me to be able to help to continue the efforts that you have made. This is the 4th year you've done this, and I hope you will do it every year. And thank you for being a man who has taken on a cause that is so important to all of us. Thank you all very much.
Beautiful Mayor Gray, y'all. Yes, sir.